Hi all. So in previous videos, we have seen what are the various important terminologies for LLM, for ML. And in today's video, we'll be going to understand what is generative AI. And we will make a system where an LLM generates text summaries and explanation. And basically, this generates answer in a natural language. So in this project, what we learn about how modern Gen AI apps work behind the scenes, and we'll understand the building blocks of every production grade rack system. We'll understand important concepts such as chunking and embedding, why LLMs need chunking, how embedding represents a meaning, and why vector search is required. So to make it simple, we have used Chroma as our vector store, and we can have multiple other providers as well, vector store providers as well, and we'll be able to see how from ingestion to indexing to retrieval and finally on the UI we'll be able to see our answer. So let us understand the various components that we are using in this application. So the first component is Streamlit UI. So basically this is a front-end interface where user uploads the documents and builds the index, and he asks questions and he sees results as well, which is the last step. It basically connects the user's action to the backend pipeline in a very simple and interactive way. So this is our UI, we can say. The next component is document ingestion. Document ingestion basically means that it takes our raw data or raw PDF or text file or in a markdown file and loads them into the system. Now, once that is done, it converts each file into a clean text while preserving useful metadata such as file name and page number. So text is obtained here. Now, once the text is obtained, it is chunked. So chunking basically means that large documents are broken down into smaller and meaningful chunks like 500 to 1000 characters. And each chunk is then transformed into numerical vector using an embedding model so that AI can understand semantic meaning. Basically, this means that computers or AI models are able to understand vector better than simple English. So that's why we need chunking here. And then the embeddings are generated. Now these embeddings are stored in the vector database. So this for this example, we are using Chroma as our vector DB, and all the chunks, the embeddings are stored inside this vector DB. And this database basically allows fast similarity search to find which chunks are most relevant to user's question. Next, we are having the retrieval-augmented generation pipeline or RAG pipeline. Basically, this means that when a user asks a question, the system retrieves the most relevant chunk from the DB and passes them to LLM. Now this reduces hallucination and produces accurate answers. So that is the main component of our application. And finally, again, on the UI, we'll be able to see the responses, how the responses are how the responses are generated from the document that we provided in this step. So this application or this POC can be used for multiple purposes, like to ask questions from a company policy or employee handbook, and maybe research paper or some legal documents. Like we provide these documents to our system, to our LLM, to our app, and then by using the RAG and LLM, it will be able to provide answers to the questions from which we ask. Now, to understand the code part of it, let us go to what are the various components of this. So these are the various components which we can see: this app, index, ingest data, and runners. So app basically, what is app is basically that it creates a Streamlit UI for uploading, indexing, and querying. So this is a very simplest code which we can have for a UI. This can be done using other technologies like React, etc. as well. The next component is important component is index. So basically, this is the main component which will run our app. So this is the, you can say, heart of the RAG pipeline. It loads our documents, it chunks them to smaller pieces, and embeds them using OpenAI. So we'll be using OpenAI key for this example, and saves them into Chroma. Chroma is our DB. Next is this is our data basically where we are storing our PDFs, texts, text file, etc. And the next is ingest basically is responsible for reading the PDFs or texts or markdown files and producing chunk documents. So this will produce the chunk documents. And finally the runners. So runners basically is used so that it retrieves the relevant chunk created in previous step and uses RAG to answer the questions which the users have asked. So basically we can see there are three primary components: ingestion, which loads and chunks the document; indexing, which converts text into embeddings and stores them into ChromaDB; and app, which Streamlit app, which is like an interface where we can upload files and ask question. So let's go ahead, and one more important thing is that we need to have this OpenAI key. So this is the OpenAI key that I've used currently for this demo. Now let's go to how we can run this project and how we can see how actually our application working. Let me run that again. So to run this, we need to have we need to use this command streamlit app.py. This will boot up our system. So here you can see that it is starting on 8501, and our application will start up using this port. So you can see this UI. In this UI, there are primary things like we need to upload files here, and we can do various things. So we'll browse the file. So this is the simplest file which we have created. So this is the text data, we can say, and this text data is nothing but it's a single line code where we have Python is an awesome language. So that's the simplest document we can have. Now we're going to build the index. So this is the step where it will build the index, it will create the chunks, and it will store in the vector DB. And once this is done, will be I'm getting one error, just one more second. So just one more second, let me go to the UI. So it is saying that I'm having insufficient quota. So just let me generate one more token from AI. Just give me one more second. So what we are going to do, we are going to create a token like this. So for a simple demonstration, we need to go to the OpenAI platforms, and in the settings, we are going to see this API key. In this API key, we can create a new secret key. I can give it a name as test, and we can have a default project, and we'll get a secret key here. I will copy that and make sure it is copied correctly, because it will not be available again. So we need to close this. We need to close this as well. Now let me go to this, and let me go to our code base where we need to update the key. So I'll check it. I'll save it. So this is saved now. Let me restart the application once again. Once this is started, we'll be able to see that our server is up on 8501 port. So once the chunking is done, and we need to ask the questions like, what kind of is Python? So it will give us answer like, Python is an awesome language, and this is what we fed into the system. This is what we provided to the system. And on the similar lines, we can create multiple projects and multiple applications which can be used to provide answers to various questions, like some IT architecture document or employee handbook or any other thing. And in a similar way, we can create multiple applications as well. So for demo purpose, we have used simplest or easily available technologies. We have used LangChain. We have used OpenAI to get the key. Then we have used ChromaDB for as a vector store. Streamlit was our API, and in terms of document ingestion, we have used single line text file. We can use PDF as well. So based on the similar architecture, we'll be able to create an application which can help us to answer question of specific documents, which can increase security, which can increase usability of those documents to the application, to the organization. So this was all for today's video. Thanks.